this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I have a double page layout using the Whole Picture Volume 2, sketch number 8. Now, I recently did this same sketch with the Science Center photos that I posted maybe a week or so ago, so I will link that below. And what I really want to show you is how these layouts can be so different even though they came from the same sketch. Of course, you can tell by the paper it is definitely more of a girly layout than it is for that science layout. That was more of like primary colors, whites and blues and things like that. So that was the first, obviously, step right there. These two layouts are going to go in completely different albums because these photos are from several years ago, probably 2009, 2010, and then the Science Fair photos or the Science Center photos were from last year or so, maybe even this year. So I don't really mind that they are similar layouts because they're going to be in different albums anyways. So I want to encourage you guys to use your sketches, and you can reuse them multiple times over and over again. So this sketch, the main part of the sketch, calls for a big block at the top and then a smaller block down at the bottom. And so I used the pink grid paper for the top part, and I really love that floral. Now, I'm not a big floral person. There's just something about that dark wood grain and the florals on top of it. I would not have used it as like a full piece of paper. Like I wouldn't have used it where that pink grid paper is, but I love it as a background paper. It works perfectly. And then down at the bottom, there is that 2-inch strip that has like a pen, a paintbrush, a pencil, scissors, ruler, all crafty things that we use when we are crafting. I did not have as many photos as I did for the Science Center. I just had 4 photos. I had this 4x6 card that says I like to party, and by party I mean stay home in my PJs and do crafts. And that was just perfect for this particular layout because these photos are of me and 2 of my friends when we were at my house and we were scrapbooking. And I think that this was like very shortly after I moved into this house, and it was one of those times that I just had them over. I loved having that big table so that we could scrap together. It's nowhere near like what you would get at like if you went to a crop or something like that, but it was a nice good space that 3 or 4 people could scrap at, and I really enjoyed having that big table and that big dining area. What I decided to do, the sketch itself calls for like a scallop or a border punch that is underneath that tan paper, but I couldn't find any paper that I really liked that would contrast against that paper with all of the craft supplies on it. So I just put it on top, and I used the notebook punch border that I have because this card that I'm cutting out says creativity, and it's got the definition down, the use of the imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work, which I love that saying as well. The top part of that paper there has the same notebook punch pattern, and so even though it is a part of the card, I wanted to mimic that down there with the stripe paper, so that's what I ended up doing. And then on the far right hand side, the sketch called for 3 banners, so I went ahead and pulled out one of the florals on the white paper, and then this striped paper, or like blue polka dotted paper, it's polka dot on one side, stripes on the other. I pick up these pads from Echo Park. They're the dots and stripes, and they work perfectly with the colors that are in Echo Park because they're made by the same manufacturer. And sometimes I just need like a solid or something that reads as a solid like that stripe paper does. And then there was a paper that had a bunch of measuring tape on it, like a bunch of different colors, and so I pulled out the brown because there wasn't a whole lot of brown. I love this paper pad by Echo Park. I love anything by Echo Park really, but I love this one. I love the fact that it's crafty, but it is so girly, and I'm not used to using a lot of girl paper. My favorite color is pink, and I have no problem wearing pink in my wardrobe and things like that, but for scrapbooking I do tend to scrapbook a lot more neutral colors, boy colors, and even when I do girl colors, I like to use more of like jewel tones, and these were very bright, and there was not a lot of contrasting colors in this particular kit. Like there were that dark floral with the dark wood grain. I would have loved to see that wood grain by itself. I think that that would have been a perfect combination. I could have used that quite a bit on this layout and any other layout. So I did a lot of rambling in this particular video, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. Definitely go check out the video from the Science Center so that you can see how different these layouts come out, even though I use the exact same sketch. So if you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.